Hello, Mr. Edo, as well as the viewers who also watch the video. My name is Raja Domindra.
And my name is Akula Piska.
And on this special occasion, we would be presenting our final paper about the analysis of the comparison company of PT EXCL Axiata, as well as comparison with the rival company PT Telkom Indonesia. Next. This is the and this is the outline of list of our paper that consists main 5 parts. That is executive summary, strategy analysis, accounting analysis, financial analysis, as well as valuation. Me myself would be presenting the executive and strategy analysis part, where Aquila would be presenting the accounting analysis, financial analysis, as well as valuation. Next. Next. Sorry, next.
This is the executive summary.
Nggak kelihatan ini. Ya, itu summary nggak kayak. Okay. And to start with, our group has summarized that EXCL Axiata has a somewhat underperformed financial performance and thus not exactly viable in long-term investment. But in spite of that, the current unprecedented circumstances, we have to recommend for you to buy them, as you can see in the middle of the slide. As you can see on the graphic that on the left, which will be explained more by Aquila later, PT EXCL Axiata share price was somewhat more expensive than Telkomsel. But on the other hand, they were also less profitable in the long term, which made the company not that much of an ideal investment. At least that was the case in the normal circumstances. Next. Next one. From our past analysis, we have concluded that EXCL Axiata, in spite of their somewhat unsatisfactory performance, would actually have rather identified for the business here in Indonesia, which is a communication service provider, mind you, in particular in terms of economic, social, and technologies, which, as you can see in the middle of that are includes the current economic growth, the more accepting public opinions, as well as the advancement in digital communication technologies, as well as along with the government's own powering project. And as for the COVID-19 pandemic impact on the company, from what we have seen, the pandemic has caused somewhat a bump in EXCL financial performance, and as such, we have to do a small recalculation in regard of our forecast, especially the calculation of the forecast for this current period. And from our product lifecycle analysis, the product which EXCL has specialized, that is the communication service, are currently in the maturation phase. That means the market has been saturated and thus the companies are market to expect a decrease in customer numbers. And as such, for companies like EXCL Axiata to keep effort, they have to focus themselves more to compete with their main competitors, especially with the Telkomsel itself. And then for quarter 5 first analysis, from the graphic on the left, from the right, we have concluded that for PT Axiata for EXCL Axiata to compete with Telkomsel, they need to be concerned most with their buyers' bargaining power in order for them to stay competitive. And therefore, the company have to do many things such as keeping the customer satisfied, as well as controlling their service pricing to be as customer friendly as possible. Aquila will be presenting the rest of our presentation. Aquila. Next.
About the financial analysis. So firstly, we can see our aspect, we use the gross profit margin and net profit margin and for our analysis. From the graph of GPM and NPM, comparison, we can conclude that XL is lower than Telkom in both criteria. The cause of this huge difference came from XL depreciation expense of their 2G BTS as a part of the implementing a transformation strategy to make XL focus on data business and become a leading mobile internet provider. Moreover, we believe that XL can compete with Telkom in the future according to their business strategy that we mentioned before. So next about total asset. We can see that XL has the main driver in inventory turnover, AR turnover, and Telkomsel has OEC turnover, PP turnover, and total asset turnover. XL higher in inventory turnover indicates that XL can manage their inventory more than Telkom, also can generate cash quickly. We can see from XL Telkom price competition and services, XL step on Telkomsel. AR turnover indicates that XL can manage their AR collection. It means that XL convert their AR into cash more efficiently than Telkom. And we can conclude that XL is a depict of a good company because they can maintain their AR and generate cash faster than Telkom. Meanwhile, Telkomsel has a higher in aspect of OEC turnover. In OEC turnover indicates that Telkomsel finances its AR turnover, AR inventory, and other operating current assets through account payable and other account liabilities. And the last one is about the PPA turnover and total asset turnover. It indicates that Telkom is extremely efficient at managing its working capital needs to generate the sales. So, and for the first year in 2019 until 2023, we have 1.6 until it's about our valuation. We conclude that telecommunication companies, especially for special provider, are worth buying within the COVID-19. This is our analysis from PPE and BPV ratio. From PE ratio, that is value for a stock based on its past or future. PE ratio XL seems above from Telkom, which means that XL stock price is high relative to earnings and possibly overvalue. Moreover, if we watch the movement of XL and Telkom PE ratio, they move side by side from 2019 until 2023. Regard to COVID-19 happens until now. From PPV, price to book value ratio, we can conclude that Telkom has a higher PBV, which means that investors have high expectation for the company. Meanwhile, XL has a lower BPV. Conclude mean that the stock is undervalued, and we can expect that XL stock price can be high as much as Telkom in the future, regards to the pandemic situation. And the last one, after we calculate valuation for both company with fees, FCFE, abnormal profit, abnormal gross profit model for equity value. Meanwhile, for NOA value, we calculate with abnormal NOPAT growth, and free cash flow to capital. We calculate equity and NOA approach with 7% and 99.9% long-term growth for XL and Telkom, respectively. Then we summarize our calculation and recommendation you to buy both company stock because the impact of COVID-19 on the Indonesian telecommunication industry, extremely a good chance to uplift their revenue through internet data. Company to buy their stock because the COVID-19 big chance for the company to boost their revenue. This is our reference, and this is about appendix. Thank you. This is the last of our presentation.
Thank you for your attention, everyone.